Hi, welcome to the Price Action Analyst YouTube channel. This is ZIL, Zilliqa, ZIL. I've had a couple of requests to look at this video, look at this cryptocurrency again. I wouldn't normally do a video on this because there's not a lot happening, but I understand why I'm getting the requests. ZIL's I've done, I think, at least 2 videos on ZIL. ZIL has been maybe the strongest coin I've ever seen in terms of like the post-breakout strength. Like it just keeps going up. The retraces get smaller and smaller, which you don't see very often. You know, this would have been the area that I would have expected selling pressure, and you can see it's just slammed into there, and eventually now we're getting more significant selling pressure. These are daily bars, and again, you know, this air is not necessarily where it's going to hold, but look at the strength that you get off of that, and it's moving into you know, it'll come up here and it'll come back down again as it, you know, this is when it's kind of nuanced, but you've got air here. When price comes down here, it's forming air, but when it gets to this air, it gets the buying support here, and it comes and fills in that air there. You know, price is 90% that. It's 20%, maybe 10%, you know, straight up. When people look at charts, they look at the human eye is weird, the human psyche is weird. It catches that, but it doesn't see this, and that is 90% of what happens in a liquid market. I forget, there's a term for it. Price discovery. This is price discovery. It's just as very hard to make money in an efficient market, because it's very hard to pick an area where price is going to just go up from there. It's if you've ever traded fast liquid markets like futures, you'll understand what I'm talking about. So anyways, getting back to this, I'm going to explain what I would do here, and the short answer is I would wait. So if you have bought ZIL, just sit back and watch the price action. Now, with this strength, price is going to come up, and it's going to come and have a look here eventually. It's just a matter of how's that going to happen. So when I look at that, I will look at my areas of air around the 50%. So, you know, that's a possibility. This area here, the air, come on. Previous low, previous high. There's not, I mean, that's a little bit of air there. You know, it generally filled all the air. The air here, retest, strength. There was no air here. Air here, it filled in most of it, not all. So yeah, if I had to guess, and around 50%. So if it's gonna, and this has been very strong, so I'm thinking, you know, I want to watch price. I wouldn't buy here because chances are price is going to retest. And again, this downward momentum here is stronger than the upward momentum. So expect price to keep coming back here and to look for support here. And it's not necessarily going to be clean. You're going to get buying support off here, and then you might get a retest and a wash. But once you see, you know, once you see buying support and a retest and substantially more strength, that's your entry signal. That's what you're looking for. And so until you see that, especially now and early in the retracement, everything's kind of a guess. And you know, you want to make you're expecting something like that here, and you buying support here. So you just wait until price gets down here. So if you own the coin already and you're willing to like have price come against you there, that's fine. You could sell out, but you know, if I bought the coin here, it's been very strong. As long as I'm not really short-term trading, I'm happy to watch it come here and fool around and break out because you're just riding along. If you sell out here, fine, but you know how difficult this is. A lot harder to like watch this every day and to hope that price paints in the way you want and then to pick the right, before the breakout. If you want to do that, you want to put the energy in doing that, fine. Or you can just hold it. Because it's unlike, if you bought ZIL down here, this is unlikely that it comes and retests this area. That's the low probability thing. So if you're holding it, I would wait. And if you haven't bought in yet and you're looking for a place to buy in, I'd wait. Wait and see what happens here. And then look for your usual entry trigger. And I'll keep my eye on ZIL, but I don't want to do a video every day while price paints in here. I'll keep an eye on it, and when something interesting happens down here, then I'll probably do a video. So the short answer is wait. So the only thing that would say, all right, don't wait, is if, and this is also low probability, if you get a bullish engulfing here that closes here, and it closes below the previous high, which is this purple line here, that's more complicated because it's indicative that it wants to keep going, and it probably will, but you got this previous high to deal with. And but I think that's also a very low probability event. My high expectation is price is going to meander down here. It's gonna look like it's gonna run, it's gonna suck in buyers, and it's gonna roll over down to here. It's kind of the way I expect that to play out. So I hope that's helpful. In the short term, I would just wait for ZIL to do that. But longer term, something's happened with this coin here. It's a very strong breakout on high volume, and it's funny to see the comments because you can tell who's been wedded to the fundamentals of this coin for a long time, and when it breaks out, they're kind of vindicated. And I don't know. I'm just following what the price action is doing. Like, I don't need to know what's happening here. I should, but for the purposes, if you pretend this is futures trading and this is, the NASDAQ futures, I don't need to know what just happened here, right? All I need to know is price is broken out and I'm hitting that retest long. That's, I don't have time to get involved in the nuances. And cryptocurrency is kind of the same because there's so many of them. And I did some reading on like blockchain and what it is, and I'm sold on the technology. I think this is the new future technology. So I'm sold. I can't go and read it. I don't have time to read about the nuances of every coin, but it's amusing to see people are very wedded to like ZIL and Cardano, and that's good. But I suspect that not all the buying here, well, I don't know. Is everyone that's buying here, are they doing it because they're married to the fundamentals, or it's more likely that whatever utility this coin is providing, it's being showed by increased usage, which is what you want. That's what you want. That's indicative of like the next Bitcoin, right? So, but regardless, all of this stuff, the next Bitcoin and the next moneymaker, it's going to show up in increased price relative to Bitcoin. That's my hypothesis. So I hope this is helpful. Just wait to see what happens here with ZIL, and I will keep my eye on it. And when I see something interesting, I'll do another updated video. But thank you for watching, and thanks for your comments and your requests. I really appreciate it. It's an interesting space to be in. Please like the video and subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Thank you.